Hi everyone, welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to show you a whole bunch of stuff that sold for a lot of money. A bunch of weird stuff that we sold on eBay. Starting with me. I sold for $225. Like and subscribe. Here we go. Alright guys and girls, welcome to another video. So in today's video, we're going to show you 25 items that we sold on eBay in the month of February 2024. And not just 25 items that we sold, but 25 items that are kind of like weird. We sold some strange things for us on eBay in February, and we wanted to share those items with you because they're kind of like outside of the norm, but they're cool, be on the lookout type items that if you see them out there, they do sell great on eBay. They just sold for us in February of 2024. So the second item of today, because the first one was Mr. Monkey that you saw, the second item that I want to show you, this actually sold today. I've had this shirt for quite a while, maybe 2 years, almost 2 years. It takes a particular buyer because it's almost like a sleep shirt. It's large, it's very long, and it's a V-neck. So definitely takes a particular buyer. I had it up really high. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. I have a Robin Williams shirt that I'll probably never sell, but this one, because it's gigantic on me especially, but this one sold on eBay today. We got a best offer, check this out. We got a best offer for $400. I countered $500. They said they wanted to think about it. So I said $450, and they accepted that offer and paid. So this Robin Williams shirt sold today for $450. So that's the second item. We're gonna tell you 23 more unique, strange, weird items that we sold in February. So hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do get something out of today's video, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, consider subscribing. And then the very last thing that I wanna say, March 1st, today is the 27th, I believe, February. March 1st, our mentoring group, our Discord group reopens. And that group, by the time this video is out, that group should be open. So if you want to join the group, spots are limited, go to ralliroots.com and join the group. Okay, let's get into the other 23 items. Sweep quieter, babe. Hey, Allie, can you guys hear that? That's Callie. Okay, 23 more items that we sold on eBay. Again, these are all in the month of February 2024. Excuse my voice. I have bad allergies right now, so if I sound sick, that's why. It's because I am sick in the head. And let's get into these. Again, these are going to be like some of the stranger, weirder, more unique items that we sold in February. This is not all of our eBay sales. These are just the ones that I thought were kind of cool, kind of unique. Oh, also, a lot of these Allie found, some of them I found. Most of them were found at like thrift stores or yard sales or garage sales, some wholesale. But most of these we found out in the wild. So I'm going to talk about the stuff that I found, and then Allie's going to come in to the video and talk about the stuff that she found as well. Okay, let's go. So we had the Robin Williams shirt you saw, the monkey you saw. Okay, next thing. I don't know how long we've had this, but it's a book. It's a modern refrigeration air conditioning book. We listed it on eBay. It had the seal still on it, like the plastic wrap still on it. I want to say we found it at a garage sale for like $5 or something like that. And it sold on eBay for $99.90. I don't know how much we could have got for that on Amazon. Most of the time, books are going to sell for more money on Amazon. But as you can see, they still sell on eBay as well. So probably like $5 investment there into $99.90. The cool thing about books is that you can ship them media mail. As long as they're educational, you can ship them media mail, and your fees for shipping can be a lot less doing it that way. That's okay. Callie just whispered that she didn't do that, and now she's fired. The next item that I'll share with you, we found this item at an estate sale. It was a pretty cool estate sale. They had like a very eclectic vibe going on in this estate sale. We didn't find much at the sale just because it was like the second or third day, and a lot of the stuff was gone. But it was a very like artsy estate sale, and this was sitting in the corner. It's a Star Trek 2013
metal plated stunt phaser replica. Believe it or not, when I looked it up on eBay, the sell-through rate was actually really good. Like, there were a lot of sales on this particular item, and it sold for $46. We paid $20 for it at an estate sale, so not like the best revenue flip that we've ever done. But again, another unique item that if you see that, I would pick it up. If the price is right, you can probably get around $50 for it. So if you see it at a thrift store or something for $5-10, I'd grab it. Another estate sale find. So I don't know exactly what we paid for this item, because this was an estate sale where like we rounded up all the stuff that we wanted, put it in a pile, and then they looked at the pile and they said $20 for everything there. So we paid $20 for like a whole bunch of stuff. This blanket was in there, or it's more of like a rug than a blanket, almost like a wall hanging type rug. It's an Aztec Navajo rug. We put the measurements in there, took pictures of it, and it actually sold for $75, and it sold fairly quickly. So I think we might have actually underpriced the rug, but we couldn't find like the actual maker, like the tribe that made the blanket, if it was an actual tribe blanket or if it was a reproduction. I'm leaning towards it being more of a reproduction, but it didn't have a manufacturer's mark or brand on it. But either way, it sold for $75, and again, we were $20 into like everything in the pile that we got at that estate sale. The next item I want to show you, this actually came in a wholesale lot of t-shirts that I bought, and this is not a t-shirt. It is a Rain Spooner Grateful Dead button-down shirt. So I bought a bunch of Grateful Dead t-shirts from Thailand, and all like really good vintage Grateful Dead t-shirts, and this was in the box with the shirts. I didn't know that it was coming, but good surprise, I guess. It came in the box, and I was into each piece for around $28. So this is a unique piece. I'd never seen a Rain Spooner Grateful Dead shirt. I didn't know that they did a collab. I think it's a newer one. I want to say it was like 2020 maybe when they made these. It might be even newer than that. But the pattern was really cool. Rain Spooner is a great brand to look out for just in general, and to have a Grateful Dead collab just makes it that more special. And this button down sold for $144.97. Really good sale on that. Okay, that alley found. Ooh, here's another Ryan one. This one actually surprised the heck out of me. And I think Allie too. This sold recently on our trip to New York. We were on our way to this vintage market to go hang out with some people. And I looked down at the phone and I saw this sale had come through, and I was like, what? That's a huge sale. So this is a vintage Bill Elliott McDonald's leather jacket. The manufacturer is Jeff Hamilton. Keep an eye out for that manufacturer for jackets. But it sold for a ton of money. I had no idea what this thing was worth, so I threw it up for like a crazy high price, in my opinion. An offer came in and it sold for $785 for a leather jacket. This came from a storage unit purchase, actually. One of our friends in Kentucky bought out a storage unit. There were a bunch of these racing jackets in the storage units, and this was one of those jackets. And he reached out to us and was like, hey, do you want all these jackets? And I said, yes. And there we go. This particular one sold for a lot of money, $785 for a Mickey D's NASCAR jacket. What I like about like the stuff that we sold in February too, or some of the unique pieces that we sold in February, they all came from kind of different places. Like we sourced from a whole bunch of different places, and you can kind of see that in today's video. They didn't all come from garage sales. They didn't all come from thrift stores. We get them from a bunch of different places. So this is a Porsche design backpack that we've had for quite a while. This came from when we bought out all of those, the Amazon mystery boxes that was just filled with a bunch of different stuff. If you guys missed those videos, I'll try to link them somewhere. I think we did like 4 or 5 videos opening up those Amazon mystery boxes, but this Porsche design backpack was in one of those boxes. So all around, even though we paid like quite a bit of money to get all of those boxes at once, each piece that we sold, we were only into for about $5. So $5 into the backpack sold for $169. And I think what made this backpack special was, I mean, obviously Porsche is a good, or Porsche, as I guess you're supposed to say it, but obviously Porsche is a good car brand, but also the bag maker was Bricks, and we've sold Bricks bags for a lot of money in the past. So I think the two together, the combo of it being a Porsche design backpack and then also the Bricks brand manufacturer, made it worth a lot of money. So sold for $169. This, I think, was actually one of my best flea market finds. So local flea market, about 12 minutes away from us. We went there on a Wednesday. And later in the day, too, I saw this at a table, and it's a LiftMaster wireless commercial keypad. And I walked up to the guy, and I was looking at it. I didn't know exactly how much it was worth. I was looking at it, and I think he said $35. I offered, what did I offer? 25? How did that work? I think maybe he said 25, and then I said 20, and then I walked away. And then when I came back, he asked for more money. I think that's what it was. I'll try to find the clip and roll the clip in this video.
30 to 35? 20. For many VCs, 25. What'd you say? No, come on, you said 25. Oh, 25. Thank you.
And it sold for $165. Flea markets, you can still find good stuff at flea markets, guys. Not a very high sale on this item, so the actual price of the item wasn't very high compared to some of the other items, but I thought this was cool because this was literally an off-the-back item. I wore these for St. Patrick's Day like 4 years ago. I don't know how long ago was that? I think 3 or 4 years ago. I'll post the pic of me wearing them over here. But Chubby's men's overalls, they were like kind of dirty because I wore them for St. Patrick's Day. And I got them kind of messed up. But they sold for $35. So I wore them. I got to enjoy them. We got them in a wholesale lot for, I think it was like $7 a piece. Wore them, had fun, and then they still sold for $35. Here's another pretty cool one. This came from an auction. So there you go again. You see all the different places we're sourcing from. Garage sales, thrift stores, auctions, flea markets, wholesale, estate sales, everywhere. This is a 3-pack of ducks. Some duck decoys. 1967. They were stamped, date stamped, and manufacturer stamped. Picked them up at a local auction about 20 minutes away from us. And what did we pay for those? I want to say I paid like $25 for them, for all three of them. They weren't cheap. They weren't super expensive. I don't know how much they cost to ship. Probably a decent amount, probably like $15. They weren't heavy, but they were kind of big. But they sold for $70. So probably after fees and shipping and what we paid, we probably made like a net $40 profit on this. Allie, me. I found this recently at a garage sale. I had zero idea what it was, but whenever I see old tech, I kind of like to look up the model number and see what it is, try to find out a little bit more about it. So this is a vintage Sinclair ZX81 personal computer. It didn't have any of like the parts or accessories with it, but it still looked like it would be a pretty good purchase. I paid, I think, $2 or $3 for it at the garage sale, and it sold the next day I listed it. It sold for $42. So pretty cool flip on that. Ooh, here's an item that Allie didn't want me to buy. Yeah, and it sold. Yeah, it sold. I bought it for $1 and it sold. Allie was like, "That's damaged. Don't buy that." Remember? Face says it all.
I feel stupid now.
Yard sale buy, Loungefly bags. Depending on the bag, they could sell for a lot of money. And this particular one, it did have damage. Like the actual Loungefly badge was missing off the front. So actually, I was surprised. I didn't think it would sell for this much money. But it was $1 investment at a garage sale, and it sold for $77.67, even with the damage. And it's a Oscar the Grouch Sesame Street backpack. Here's another one that I have no idea what this is. I just was at a Goodwill and I found this hoodie and I was like, this feels like a quality hoodie. The design's kind of cool. I have no idea who this is. So I looked it up. I don't know everything off the top of my head. If I'm at a garage sale or at a Goodwill or something and I don't know what it is, but it looks like quality, I do what I did 8 years ago when we started doing this full time. I'll look it up on eBay and see if it's worth it. And that's what I did, and it looked like it was worth it, and it was. So I paid $9 for this hoodie at a Goodwill. It is a Corpse Husband Miss You graphic hoodie, and it sold for $145. So that just goes to show you, if you don't know something and it feels like it might be worth something, take the time to look it up and learn something. Speaking of unique designs and just cool items in general, and very, very high priced item that sold, surprised me greatly. I had no idea that this would sell for what this sold for. This was an estate sale find. We had a friend in town and we went estate sailing with him, and Allie and Remo were at the estate sale. They were in another room and they were in the closet looking at stuff. And I walked into the room and I was like, whoa, what's that in the closet? I thought it was a Pendleton coat, like Pendleton Wool Company coat, because it looked like that. And it was wool. So it was a wool jacket, but I couldn't find a brand at all on the jacket. And we ended up buying it anyway because it was $8. And I was like, this is a quality item. I can tell this is a quality item. I don't know what brand it is, but even if we get 50, 60 bucks for it, $8 into 50, 60 bucks is good. So when we got it back, actually when Callie was listing it, she found a tag with the manufacturer on the tag. So the person who made it is Jeanette Ferrara. So, and when Callie looked up comp, she was like, hey, I think we should price this thing high. So we did. Good job, Callie. You get a raise. You were fired. Now you get a raise. Rehired and a raise. And we listed it high and it sold for $375, which is crazy. But again, that just goes back to like wool. We know that wool stuff is worth money. And then the pattern and the color, because we've sold a lot of Pendleton stuff because of this is like a cool Aztec-y pattern and it was wool. I was like, let's take a shot and pick it up for $8. So $8 into $375. And then I have to throw one vintage t-shirt in here because Allie hates when I throw vintage t-shirts in the What's Old videos. And all I want to do is troll Allie because she trolls me so hard every single day. But this is a unique one. And I'm only really showing this one, not to brag, but to tell you guys, if you have old Nirvana t-shirts in your closets, go and find them and list them right now. Because the Nirvana market is like, I think at an all-time high. We got this in a lot of wholesale, not a lot of wholesale. It was 5 Nirvana t-shirts together. And I want to say I paid $400 per shirt. So I paid up on them. But that's just my knowledge of knowing that these are very rare shirts. So this particular one, 90s, 1993 Nirvana in utero shirts on the giant tag, size extra large. Had some condition flaws, but no holes or anything. So I knew that this would sell for quite a bit of money. And it did. It sold for $1,150. So again, go check your closets, go check your parents' closets, and see if there's any good grunge t-shirts in there. And then the last item that I'll share with you before we throw it over to Allie to talk about all her crazy finds. Allie's finds are definitely cooler than the ones that I'm talking about because she has an eye for unique. You know, we were just saying that she's a dragon and she likes to hoard treasures, which means that she has an eye for treasures. So hers are cooler. But this was a pretty cool find, and this actually just sold like 30 minutes ago as I was sitting thinking about making this video. This item sold, and they just paid for it. So this is a vintage cuckoo clock that we found at a garage sale. It was at the very end of the day. It was in the box. It was brand new, and it's, oh, there it is right there. Thanks, Callie. Perfect. Look at that.
Very, very careful.
See, I'm not lying. It literally just sold. Here it is right here. Callie's about to ship it out. But we found it at the end of the day. I think we paid 20 or 25 bucks for it. I listed it high. An offer came in for like half price of what it was listed at. And we were like, look, guys, we're moving our stuff over to the other warehouse. Let's get rid of stuff. And 20, 25 bucks into what it sold for, which is $200. We're still 10 times in our money. And, you know, how could you possibly be mad at that? So there you go. Now I'm going to throw it over to Allie, and she's going to go nuts telling you about all her crazy finds, starting with this one. Here you go, babe.
I'm not quite as tall as you.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, go.
Okay, so Discovery Toys. We sold Discovery Toys. Most of you probably don't know about this product or remember this product, depending on your age. But I remember this product from my childhood because my mom bought these toys and they were very expensive because they were educational toys, and it was back before, you know, like Amazon. Sold for a great price of $69.98 plus $10 shipping because I thought Ryan was going to take a best offer on it and I didn't want to lose money on shipping. So I was like, oh, I'll just add shipping and see what happens because other people have been adding shipping to their items and they've been selling. So I was like, maybe it'll be fine. But don't know why ours sold at such a high price, probably because the pictures were so amazing and it was a complete set and it was in the original box, but really good item. If you ever see Discovery Toys items or educational toy items, especially from the 90s, maybe even early 2000s and definitely 80s, pick those up. Steinbach, not to be confused with Bach, the artist. Yeah, so this little nutcracker sold for $45. We took a best offer on it. I've been working on selling items that I find at garage sales for really good best offers, but still a best offer. Callie took amazing pictures. And again, I swear our items sell for top dollar because Callie's photos are amazing. We show every single part of the item and always make sure that if there's anything wrong with your item, you show people because you don't want to get a return. You want people to be very aware of what they're getting when they get it so that there are no surprises, just pleasant surprises, like it looks even better in person. But really good item. Look for Steinbach nutcrackers. Hopefully I said that decently enough. I like to look out for handmade items, especially if we're at the bins, because you can get it for so incredibly cheap. And usually handmade items are pretty decent. And this was no exception. This is a handmade Peruvian blanket, I'm pretty sure. No, Guatemala. It was made in Guatemala. So absolutely gorgeous. It had beautiful weaving on it. It was very colorful. It was in incredible condition. And this item also sold, funny enough, for $45, but this item can be worn, which makes it even cooler. I wanted to keep it because I'm a dragon and I want to keep all my treasures and I wanted to wear it at least one time, but I let Callie list it and then it sold and I'm okay with it, even though I wish I still had it and I was wearing it right now, even though it's in Florida and it's kind of warm. Mid-century modern art. Go figure, it's still worth good money. And this item, again, no exception, because it sold for $75 and I'm pretty sure it went overseas. We took a best offer on it. Callie listed it high. Again, I cannot harp enough on how important good photos are. Callie took amazing photos of this item and it sold for top dollar. There were not many even comps on it. So there weren't many solds, there weren't many comps. I probably should not have bought this item. Like, to be very honest with you guys, I loved the item. I knew that when we finally move, I'm doing a 70s room. And if it did not sell by the time we moved, I was going to keep it. But it did sell for $75. So I can spend that on like 20 other things from estate sales for my 70s room. So I'm okay that it sold. And it was by the artist Benjamin Chichi, and it's just swallows. And if you can see it, it has a very, it's not like a Picasso vibe, but for those that are very well educated and versed in art, you can say what other artists this is pretty similar and reminiscent of. Kachina dolls. They're beautiful. They're cute. They're made by Native Americans, and I love them all. I remember years and years ago, our first experience finding a Kachina doll was in Texas. Looked it up. It was worth a bunch of money. Tons of people collect Native American art. It's beautiful. It's just absolutely amazing stuff. This had a very primitive vibe about it, and I'm very attracted to primitive items, handmade items, and it sold broken for $50. We listed it high because if it wasn't broken, it probably would have been worth, I don't remember what the comps were, but at least $150. So because it was broken, the foot was broken on it, a giant piece on the front was broken on it. Now, if the top piece wasn't broken and just the foot, it probably would have sold for more money. But because it wasn't in great condition, it definitely sold on the very lower end for Kachina dolls. So this is not a good representation of Kachina doll sales, but still a good representation of the value of them, because even as broken as it was, we got $50 for it. So pretty cool. Keep your eyes out. They're just Google Kachina dolls and you'll be able to spot one from a mile away. They're very unique compared to other primitive handmade art. Oh my God, this Estee Lauder. I cannot believe it. That was from a garage sale. That's so funny. So, funny thing about perfume, I know that retired, just like since they no longer make, retired is probably not the correct word for it, but these perfumes that they no longer manufacture any longer, people want their smells and they will pay money to get that smell. This item, so this Estee Lauder, it's only 1 ounce, okay? So 1 ounce sold for $37, and I think Brian said at a garage sale we paid like 50 cents or $1 for it. Always look at perfumes and see if they're retired scents, and then research them. There's a barcode, really easy to research them. And raid your grandma's closet and or mom's closet, and then just see how many perfumes of theirs you can sell, and just sell them and don't tell them. They'll probably never know. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. All right. And then the last item I found that was really, really cool. I had to buy these because I love them. I think I got them at the bins, but they are 3 vintage doilies, gorgeous colors, gorgeous shape to them. They're very, very reminiscent of like mid-century. I wouldn't say mid-century modern, right? But like the handmade stuff back from then. And they sold for $23. We had it listed for, I think it was like 27 or 29 bucks, and then an offer came in. I told Ryan, they were so inexpensive. They're so easy to ship. They're nice. They're little. They're light. Like, I'm fine taking that offer because, again, I'll probably find similar things. And we did at the bins find more doilies the last time we were there. And I really like them, but we'll sell them. But yeah, look out for vintage doilies. Look out for anything mid-century modern. Look out for anything mid-century. And if you think it's really cool, it's likely somebody else will think it's really cool. And if you think it's hideous, somebody probably collects it. And if you think it's the worst thing in the entire world, also research that because people like horrible, awful, ugly things. And I'm probably one of them. So just know that that's a thing and research. But yeah, I took a couple of chances with these items because maybe the sell-throughs weren't great and they still sold, but there's probably a shelf somewhere of like Allie's mistakes. So just saying that's a thing. But thanks so much, everybody. Allie mistake shelf.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And the mentoring group is open now. So go subscribe to the group. Go pay us money to talk to us.
Don't give us any of your money.
Goodbye.